Hi, welcome to another episode of Would I Buy This Again? This episode is actually long overdue. I had been meaning to record this video, well, maybe 2 months ago, even longer, but it just didn't happen, which I guess is okay because I do have a lot more footage to show you along with this little lens that I'm reviewing today. I'll quickly try and show you, get myself out of focus and is lens in focus, if that works. So it's the Panasonic Lumix 20mm f1.7 tiny pancake lens. It's the first version of the lens. There's a V2 as well, and I think you can recognize it. This has a sort of a silver lining around it, which is the first version, and the second version I think has a black lining around it. I don't think there's a lot of difference in the lens, but you know, maybe there is. But anyways, I bought this lens early this year, or maybe somewhere at the end of 2021, and it is in fact the second time around I bought this lens. I have owned it before. I've probably owned it in 2012, 2013 when I first got it. It was probably my second Micro Four Thirds lens. The first one being the 17mm 2.8 from Olympus, which I still have here on the original EP1 from Olympus. And size-wise, they're, I guess, sort of about the same. But this is a 17mm 2.8 and this is 20mm 1.7. So its field of view is slightly narrower and it does gather quite a bit more light, a 1.7 instead of a 2.8. So that's why I originally got it as an upgrade. This lens originally came out in 2009. I think it was one of the first lenses, maybe the first lens that Panasonic brought out. I'm not too sure actually. I'll look that up and show it somewhere here. So the first time around I used it a lot with my original EM5 from Olympus. And well, I really loved the lens. I've used it for a few years, then sold it off to help finance another upgrade, which was the Olympus 25mm 1.2, which I still have here as well. A lot bigger as you can see. Well, it's, you know, it has the lens hood on, but still, even without it, it's a lot bigger. So this is a 25mm, whereas this is 20, and it's a 1.2 instead of a 1.7. So well, totally different lens. Still my favorite lens today, by the way. I've had it for many years, but I'll keep that for another review. So back to the Panasonic. Right. So why did I get this lens the second time around? As I mentioned, I think I got this one early this year or late last year, when I was actually looking for an additional lens, sort of to go as a second lens on a second body to use when I go out. I usually have the 25mm on my now EM1 Mark III, and I usually carry another body. Often it'll be the EM5 Mark III that I'm filming this with. And I wanted something sort of with a little bit of a wider field of view, but not as wide as the 17mm that I also often use, the 17mm 1.8, so not the Pro version, which is usually on the Pen F or another smaller body. But I find that often the 25mm, you know, the field of view is just slightly too narrow. I want a little bit more, but I don't necessarily want the 17mm field of view, because I often find it too wide, especially if I only use one lens and one camera body. I am just, I find it's sort of not enough of an all-around lens for me, I guess. So I had been looking into the new Olympus 20mm 1.4, I think, which is also a Pro lens. It's not that cheap, so I wasn't really sure if I wanted to spend that much money on another lens. You know, I have two 17mm, I have the 25mm, so I wasn't really sure, should I really spend you know, I don't know what it cost, 500, 600 euros on the 20mm Pro as well. Which is when I remembered that Panasonic had this 20mm. So I quickly looked it up, and I think I immediately found it secondhand for 80 or 90 euros. So I thought, well, why not first try that one? And if I really like the format, I might eventually get the 1.4 Pro version from Olympus. So that's what I did. I got this, and it's been on, well, at least one of my cameras for pretty much the entire time ever since. So let me tell you about that. So what do I like about this this lens? Well, it's tiny, and it's something I really like. So it goes well with also smaller bodies. Next to my OMDs, I also use a lot of pen bodies from the what I earlier showed, the first pen, the EP1, but I also have an EP2. I have a Pen F, and also smaller OMD bodies like the EM5. Original one and the Mark III that I also use a lot. So it's really nice to have a very compact lens for, you know, when you really don't need sort of the big Pro version. Maybe when I'm just going out with the kids or to a family gathering or something else. That's not necessarily just about photography, but I still want to carry a good quality camera. So that's something I really like, the small size. Apart from that, I have to say that this lens is really sharp, edge to edge. It's really an impressive piece of glass. The color rendering as well is really good. The 1.7 gives you quite amazing shallow depth of field. If you want to like separate foreground and background, that works really well. Much better, I have to say, than the 17mm 1.8 from Olympus. I think the difference is just pretty stunning. Also, if you consider the prices, the price difference, you'll pay a lot more for the 17mm 1.8. But if you want shallow depth of field, this is definitely the lens to go, I would say. Otherwise, what do I like? So compact, image quality is great. Price nowadays, these things go for very cheap. If you're lucky, you'll find one for less than 100 euros or $100, depending on where you are. So that's amazing. I shot a whole lot of different stuff with it in the past months. So yeah, I'll give you some samples along the way. So then on to what I don't like about this lens. Well, we can keep it short there, I think. The one thing I really don't like about this lens is that its autofocus is slow. It's really slow. From what I've learned, it's the same for the first version as well as the second version of this lens. I don't think there's much of a difference there. So this is definitely not a lens you want if you're you know, want to capture quick movement, like your kids playing or animals running around or whatever, because you'll probably miss the shot. It is really slow. But for anything else, you know, like stills from nature or I don't know, whatever your type of photography you're into that's not so fast moving. This is a great lens, but slow as hell. I have to say, because of all the positive sides from this lens, the slowness doesn't really bother me that much. I've sort of became used to it. I know it's just the way it is, and it being so compact and the image quality is so great, I just tend to forget and forgive. So on to the conclusion then. Would I buy this again? Well, yes, I definitely would. Well, I have. I bought it the second time, right? But no, I would advise anyone, if you can get your hands on it, on this lens, just get it. You'll definitely won't regret it if you can work with the slow speed, of course. Yeah, I think this is all around an amazing lens. This for the past few months, actually, it has replaced my 25mm from Olympus on most occasions. I really have been carrying this one around on my camera, sort of as my daily to-go lens. Yeah, like I said, for the past few months, I've just been so impressed and so enjoying shooting with it. So yeah, I would definitely get this again. And to be honest, I'm still not sure if I would get the Olympus 20mm 1.4, because I'm so satisfied with this lens. I do really love the 20mm field of view. You know, slightly wider than a 25mm, but not as wide as the 17mm, and I do think that makes quite a difference. I would say the 20mm really is a sweet spot, at least for me. And I guess, you know, if you're curious if it is for you as well, then definitely do try out this lens, because it's not so expensive, and you can still probably sell it off for the same price as well if you don't really like it. Yeah, so one thing for me to still consider the 20mm Pro from Olympus, the 1.4, would be, well, the speed really. That would be the only thing. I would enjoy that it would be faster. You know, so it's also easier to capture my kids with it, or some animals if I run into any. And well, just, I mean, it does, I have to say, be honest, it does feel more comfortable if it's just quick and snappy. I do like that. You know, but it would also be quite a lot bigger, the 20mm from Olympus. So that I wouldn't like, because I really do like how compact it is. So yeah, I'm not sure if I would do that in the future. Well, maybe if I find it secondhand as well sometime, maybe in a few years, who knows. But for now, I will still continue to enjoy this one a lot and shoot a lot more with it. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye!